friends. Yesterday we have discussed regarding the first topic, first point, living world and classification of microbes. In that we have discussed regarding the biological classification, the criteria for classification of living world, and also the five kingdom system which was given by Robert Whittaker. Now the five kingdoms were Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Today we are going to discuss kingdom Monera, Protista and Fungi. Let's see one by one. Now kingdom Monera, see, there are certain organisms which are present in kingdom Monera. They are blue-green algae and the various types of bacteria. For that purpose, we'll do one activity. See, take little drop of curd or buttermilk. Now curd means dahi and buttermilk means tak. So on a clean glass slide, the slide means a glass slide which we see under the microscope. Dilute it with little water. Dilution means we are adding little water, one drop of water. Keep carefully a cover slip on it and observe it under a microscope. The compound microscope. We are having compound microscope in our laboratory. So what we see when we see it under a microscope, we'll see that some moving rod like microbes, they are present. They are called as lactobacilli bacteria. I'll be showing this experiment when the school will reopen. That time I'll take you to the lab and I'll show you that how we will able to see the lactobacilli bacteria. They are moving under in the slide. Now all the types of bacteria and the blue-green algae, they are included in this class, that is kingdom Monera. What are the characteristics or what are the characteristics of these organisms? First thing, that they are unicellular. Now unicellular organisms, unicellular means which are made up of single cell. They are autotrophic. See, autotrophic means which they can, as they are having chlorophyll, we can say they can prepare their food, they can carry out photosynthesis, example algae, and or some of them are heterotrophic. Certain organisms, they are having prokaryotic cell, and with this prokaryotic cell is a primitive type of cell which will not have nucleus covered with a nuclear membrane. There is no without distinct nucleus or any cell organelles. See, these are prokaryotic cells without distinct nucleus or cell organelles. Cell organelles, these are the organs of the cell which help the cell to carry out various functions. For example, vacuoles, mitochondria, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum. These are various cell organelles. See the structure here: Streptococcus pneumonia, Clostridium tetani, Treponema pallidum, Vibrio cholera, Salmonella typhi, Clostridium, Legionella pneumonia, Staphylococcus aureus. These all are organisms which are coming under Monera. So what you have to remember here, they are bacteria and certain blue-green algae. They have unicellular, autotrophic or heterotrophic. They have having prokaryotic cell without distinct nucleus or cell organelles. So these are the characteristics of Monera. Now let us turn towards the second kingdom, that is Protista. For that also we have to do one activity. You can do it when the school will reopen. That time we'll do it in laboratory also. You have to take one drop of pond water on the glass slide and observe it under a microscope. You will see certain motile means moving microorganisms with irregular shape, and they are nothing but amoeba. Now amoeba you have learned. Amoeba is a unicellular organism which is having irregular shape, and here the euglena, paramecium, paramecium is slipper shaped, volvox, these all will come under the kingdom Protista. Now what are the characteristics of Protista? First thing, it is single cell organism with a well defined nucleus which is enclosed in a nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane means a membrane which covers the nucleus. Nucleus is an important cell organelle present in the cell which carries out maximum functions of the cell. They have pseudopodia. Now pseudopodia, these are nothing but the legs, we can say, or here you can say cilia, or we like flagella for locomotion. Locomotion means for the movement. Example, autotrophs, that is euglena. See here, euglena, the volvox which is there, it consists of chloroplast, and you know chloroplast, they are required for carrying out photosynthesis. Now therefore, as they have chloroplast, therefore they are autotrophs. Autotrophs means which will prepare their own food. They are producers, they are not dependent for the food on any other organism, therefore they are called as autotrophs, self-sufficient. And heterotrophs, that is amoeba and paramecium. Heterotrophs means which are dependent on autotrophs for the food. Clear everyone? That is heterotrophs, that means they will be dependent for the food. They cannot prepare their food on their own. They have to be dependent for the food on the autotrophs, that is other organism. See, I have written here, take a drop of pond water, observe it under a slide. If you see under a microscope, you will see motile. Motile means moving microorganisms. Microbes means microorganisms which are having irregular shape. For example, you can take amoeba. Now the characteristics I have written here, single cell organisms with well defined nucleus which is enclosed in a nuclear membrane. They have pseudopodia, hair like cilia or flagella for locomotion. Locomotion means for the movement. Now these blue-green autotrophs, they are euglena. Volvo, they consist of chloroplast, therefore they are called as autotrophs, whereas heterotrophs, they are amoeba and paramecium which are dependent for the food on autotrophs. And now let us turn to the third one, that is the kingdom fungi. Now see, for that purpose, if you see the kingdom fungi, you will see that take a moist piece of bread or chapati or bhakri, you can say, keep it for 2 to 3 days, and after 2-3 days, if you see, you will see a fine cotton thread like structure, we say na burshi ali. So that thread like structure will be growing on that chapati, bread or bhakri. Observe it under microscope, you will see a thread like structures, they are called as fungi. Now see, fungi, the characteristics of fungi, that is, these are non-green eukaryotic heterotrophic organisms. Non-green eukaryotic means where they will be having all the cell organelles enclosed in the membrane, well defined nucleus and the advanced type of cell. Heterotrophic, which are dependent for the food on other organisms. Most of them are saprotrophs. Saprotrophs means saprophytic mode of nutrition. That means they feed upon dead and decaying matter. After the death of the organism, whatever the dead matter is there, decaying matter is there, these saprophytes or saprotrophs, they depend for the food on these, therefore they are called as saprotrophs. The cell wall is made up of tough and complex sugar that is called as chitin. So if I ask you what is chitin, it is a complex sugar which is present in the cell wall. Now some fungi, they are thread like and many nucleus are present in the cytoplasm. So some of them are thread-like structures, many nucleus, they are present in the cytoplasm. If you take example Baker's yeast, then aspergillus, then you can say mushroom, then penicillium, these are the examples of various fungi. So the systems, even though there were many systems of classification, but Whitaker's 5 kingdom system was widely accepted in the world. See here, the fungi, if you see, I have written here in the notes, they are non-green, they are eukaryotic, where there is heterotrophic organisms, they are saprophytic, they feed on dead and decaying matter, the cell wall is made up of tough and complex sugar, which is called as chitin. The fungi, there is a thread-like structure which will be having many nucleus present in the cytoplasm. Now you take example here, mushroom, penicillium, Baker's yeast, and Aspergillus. So, dear friends, I hope you might have understood the three kingdoms. First is Monera, second Protista, and third is fungi. Now, I have given certain questions for you to write it down today in your classworks. You'll write the characteristics of Monera, Protista, and fungi. I have written points. With the help of those points, you can elaborate or you can take it from the textbook and give examples of each. And second question is you have to draw diagrams of the following figure 1.2, 1.3 and 1.4. Remaining part, next two kingdoms, we'll see in the next session. Thank you.